Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last episode, we used the information we got from Edgeworth and confronted Adrian. And unfortunately, the poor woman has been through a lot. But yeah, now it seems like she is a likely suspect for the murder of Juan Corrida. And then after we returned to our office, we got a phone call. Kind of phone call, not really radio call, whatever. We got a call from the kidnapper. And Maya said to ask her sis. So Pearl called Mia and we're talking to Mia now. She's explaining whatever information she got while she was with Maya. So let's continue on. Date and time and location are all question marks. I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Okay, looks like we're Maya right now. So let's examine then. The door. Drat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use. How convenient. What about these boxes to the left? There's all sorts of things piled up here, but it's too dark to see. Okay, what about all these wine? What's this? Feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. And these, they feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty. Well, I don't know if it's a good idea to drink all that alcohol anyway. Well, there's nothing else, so let's just look at the card. Huh? Oh, looks familiar. Someone dropped a card here. It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. Huh. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Ah! That's it! This shell card! If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. Ah! I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried. Yay, Maya! Oh, to be continued! I should have just kept going last episode. I thought it'd be longer. Oh, Binks. Silly. Oh, well. I just wanted to leave you guys with a cliffhanger. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way! That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer! Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. Plus, you don't want to go to jail for a murder you didn't commit. I mean, that seems pretty important to me, right? Stop worrying about your frickin' reputation. Okay. I understand. Who's this? Well, it's almost time. Oh, Mia's still with us. Cool. Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know.
I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going. Uh-oh. No!
Leave me alone! It's him! This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For myself, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
Present? What in the world would you want to give me?
You'll figure it out once the trial opens, even if you don't like my gift. I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please.
Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present?
Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was that?
No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything.
Dude, did your nose just get longer?
Alright. Now we're in the courtroom. Long time no see, Judgy. Oh, Franziska, you're late.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma?
I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me?
Oh,
Your Honor.
Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, keep it brief. Now then, what is it?
Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
Oh my lord.
What? Shot? I mean, we don't like her that much, but... Yeesh. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about.
His present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she disappeared, this would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. You're...
I thought he'd show up. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. And why are you standing there? There he is.
Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year.
Oh, my baby's there.
By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Huh? Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand.
Gummy! You look so sad.
Witness, your name and occupation.
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
Oh no!
For now.
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Aw, he's trying to cheer up his man. I mean, his right-hand man. Sorry.
Yes, sir!
Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that.
Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Sorry. I just get all fangirly whenever they're up against each other.
Bare facts of the case.
This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Carrito, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
After the awards ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room.
Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright. Let's see. There's a certain something he talked about, so let's focus on that. Definitely murdered. Something about the empty guitar case. Let's press on that.
And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory then. He was so excited too. So cute, Judge.
Okay, we later found out it had nothing to do with the murder. Why is that?
What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
The guitar wasn't at the Gaywater Hotel that night.
Well then, where was it?
The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carrita, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
Our first order of business should be to gather more info from his testimony.
But there might be a trap set up for us somewhere.
Maybe. However, setting off traps is a part of a lawyer's job too.
If you say so.
Of course, we're supposed to escape from them too, wouldn't you say? Alright, well we haven't found the the trap yet, so I guess we do have to keep pressing. Alright. Unless we'll see.
Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. The special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. Okay, victim was found dead in his hotel room. Do I have to press that too? Okay, let's ask about this one. The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Corrido was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal.
You were the ones who told us that earlier.
Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here, to this bandana.
Really? Banana.
His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Oh, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Judge, what is wrong with you? Nobody mentioned bananas. Please, Judge, stop. If you're hungry, just call a recess and get a banana or something. I don't know. Then, what about the knife? Let's just ignore the judge.
It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Okay, so we did need to do that for that. Interesting. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir.
Dang it. This is gonna be rough.
Matt Onguard and Juan Corrido were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Onguard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
Oh boy, look at all this evidence piling up.
And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
What? Yep, look at all that. Oh crap. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Nobody knows how to get under your skin more than Edgeworth. Okay. Something sticks out to me already. That was in his way. I hope I don't have to press everything. There's the button. Ripped off. Fingerprints on the knife. Bought the knife for the crime. What makes you say he bought the knife? There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't just some pocket knife. It's not really useful for anything, and you can't just walk around with it either.
Ugh. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with on guard's fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a world of trouble.
Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix?
I know what it is. Let's do it.
Yes. Now, I remember. Look at this. In the grip, Gatewater is engraved? That's the name of the freaking hotel. What makes you think he bought the knife somewhere else? No, that doesn't make any sense. Silly gumshoe.
Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gosh, are you blind, Gumshoe?
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
Oh my god. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
Love it. Uh-oh. Oh, I love you, but sometimes I'm like, you do deserve to get fired. You don't know what you're doing. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated.
A small victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big...
Don't rain on my parade, darn you, Edgeworth.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What?
Oh dear.
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. Oh, what a burn! Poor Gumshoe!
But I didn't know.
Oh, whimper. He's like, yeah, I'm not currently on the police force. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's... sorry. Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There is a knife and a fork on the table!
Yes.
Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
Oh dear.
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard.
Yeah.
Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing. Ugh. Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Shiitake mushrooms. Crap.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honour's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defence were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown?
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defence have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, we will have to find out in the next episode. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye!